Great. Well, welcome everyone to what is today, September 26th. Oh my gosh, where did September go? We're almost to the end of the month already. We have beautiful weather. And this is our Perfect Connections meeting. So let's go around, introduce ourselves, and then I'll write in chat if anybody has anything specific they'd like to talk about. I'm Susan Walker, formerly from the University of Minnesota, and now just floating in the universe. And I will I will turn over to Jennifer.
All right. Hi, I'm Jennifer Wenner, and I work in the Minnetonka district. And I saw an email come through recently about that Sandy posted about teacher evaluation stuff, and I second that. Maybe it's already been talked about here, but if you get the answer, Susan, please forward to me. And I will turn it over to Carissa.
I am Carissa Lee, parent educator in Mounds View. Nothing. One weird, quick question is all I have about like etiquette or something. Is maybe the word cultural etiquette. And I will pass it over to Nancy.
Hello, I am Nancy Trahey. Can you hear me all right? Okay, I was having an audio problem. Didn't realize that we have a shared computer now because I have retired from my work as a parent educator. We have a shared computer. I no longer have my own from the district, and my husband had it paired with his headphones. I couldn't figure out why I was hearing the voices just very faintly in the background. Anyway, so finally figured it out. Yeah. So we're having those kinds of wonderful experiences about being down to one device. And I am here at Susan's request to support this notion of sharing the resources and things that are mentioned during this meeting and figuring out a way to share that with people who are watching it later on YouTube. So that's my purpose for being here today. And I'm going to turn it over to Amy.
I'm Amy Ward. I'm a current student in the program at the University of Minnesota. I will student teach this spring. And I am here to work on networking with people who have done this before and ask crazy questions and just for friendship, I guess. And my last question is, Nancy, are you the Nancy that's facilitating a discussion at MCEA in October?
I am not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I wonder if it's Nancy from St. Francis School Districts, Nancy Wallace.
Yes, I knew it was a Nancy and I knew it was okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Ellen, you're up.
Hey, hi. Ellen Hafner, parent educator. My room was a mess. I had 10 babies in here. It is the end of week 2, and I'm so tired. I was gone all last weekend. It was a birthday camping weekend. My birthday's in August, but nobody cares about your birthday the last week of August. So I was gone all last weekend. When my daughter's coming home from college this weekend, so I cannot wait to leave here and not think about work. But then I'm gone Thursday night for my 2 busiest, hardest classes. I'm going to my son's cross country meet. And so, since he's a senior, and so I get to write prep, I get to do sub plans, which is just more friggin' work than it is to just, like it. And it's week 3. Like, it's not like I know some of these families. So, I'm tired. And we have a little preschooler in our building, one of my old ECFE kids who has been having explosive meltdowns, trashing rooms, and we don't really have anywhere to put him. So they're putting him in a conference room next to my room, but there's no walls. And so he's kicking the walls and he's screaming and he's spitting. And so it's very distracting for me. And then I have to move my classroom into another. So anyway, that's been my week. I don't have any questions. I just ending with you guys and enjoying being in the space. It's just been a week.
We're sending our best energy to you, Ellen. And I told
Yes.
her was so often it's like it's just easier to just come in and teach the class than to get a sub. Like I'm just not going to put in the work to get a sub. I may as well just teach the class. So, totally get you there, but glad you're going to go do fun things.
Yeah, luckily who I have, she's a retired parent educator. I'm so lucky. So, but still, my Thursday night class is hard. It's hard. I don't wish that class on anybody.
What makes it hard, if you can share?
Oh, what makes it hard? The kids are done. They walk in the door at 5:15 and they're done. Like they've been in daycare all day. They just want to hang out with their parents. They just come unglued. A lot of the parents haven't seen each other, like their spouses haven't seen each other all day. Um, a couple of them are very good friends with each other and they just talk incessantly to each other. I have one dad who acts like a small child. He just is strange. He did a pull-up on our play structure in the preschool room the other night. Like it's just a lot of personalities and there's 14 families. So it's a lot in a little bit of time. So
Mhm. So you will, because you have lots of experience, you will take it easy on yourself with these sub plans, knowing that you have somebody who can roll
100%,
with it. Awesome.
100%. Yep. Thanks for that reminder.
So I'm curious, when you write a subplan and know that there are different sort of energies, personalities, whatnot with different classes, do you include any notes like that for people?
She has subbed this class for me before, not this big. But yeah, I'll maybe put in like this class can be real chatty. Like, I just try to put in little things. I put in little notes like, I don't count out any name, I don't point out any names, but I'm like, this is a real chatty group, and not in a good way. So,
Yeah, I think that's fair warning, you
yeah.
know? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go back to our list. I was just looking at the email. I'm going to put this in here. The email, so Sandy Salter, so if you're watching, I sent this out. I shared, Sandy, sorry, Sandy asked me to share with the Perfect Connections listserv this question. So you may have seen this. If you're not on the listserv, let me know. I can get you on the listserv. But she said, I recall someone sharing a document their district had recently created for TDE, teacher evaluation, similar to the Danielson model, but specifically geared towards parent educators. Do any of you remember that? No? First of all, can somebody refresh my memory of what the Danielson model is?
I think, is it Krista Danielson? No, Elizabeth Danielson. It's a rubric for observing teachers. So if you Google Danielson um, framework for teaching, I wonder if I can find, is it free? Oh, it's purchase. Um, does anybody have a blank copy of it?
I must have been at this meeting over a year ago. I remember talking about Danielson. And so I have a link in my things I should really look into more.
There are some
But I don't know where it like originally
images.
comes from.
Are there some images?
There are some images on Google. Um,
If you do Google Images.
yeah, understanding the four domains, professional growth model.
Framework for teaching.
Yeah, I think there's a book. but there are some, if somebody wanted to see some, uh,
So this,
a rubric even, yeah.
So it breaks it down into 4 domains: planning and prep, learning environments, principal teaching, learning experiences. Um, I swear I have this somewhere.
well, I'm sharing what Jennifer just, that's okay, Jennifer. I mean, it's in the public domain or whatever. I mean, nobody can copy this.
Oh,
And
look at you. Oh, Charlotte.
yeah, is this what
Yeah.
you're talking about?
That
Is
looks
the
like it. We used to
is
use
the
it when
ru-
I was in Forest Lake, and we had a Paranet
Nice.
specific one in Forest Lake, but that was 8 years ago or whatever. I don't think I have a copy of it anymore. And I don't
Well,
know who the Paranet is there.
keep scrolling because I wonder if this is, so it shows the domains.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is it. This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is so 2013. Basic proficient.
Is it? I'm trying to remember that conversation. Did we just say it wasn't parent? Oh, well, maybe you just said, Chrissy, you had one. I wonder if it wasn't parent ed specific, but that if whoever's watching you knows that, they can adjust accordingly.
Yeah.
I mean, the broad like domains or whatever sort of fit, but then the like, the smaller components or whatever are not right, of course.
Mhm.
Um, well, we'll see if, I should recommend to Sandy too that she post that on Friends of Family.
She should. Yeah, she definitely should.
She may have more luck with it. So, um,
My administrator observed me about 2 years ago, and I'm trying to find what she used, but I'm having trouble.
what about those of you through I mean, I was never involved with student teaching and, cooperative teachers or anything like that. That was, other people in the program. Um, was there a modified version of this that was used for student teaching assessment?
That's a cooperating teacher last spring. So
Yes.
let me look
Yes,
at
there
my,
is one. There
yeah,
is
what
one,
we
Jennifer.
use.
Yes.
I wonder where I put it.
I'm gonna try to find mine too.
Yeah.
While we search,
Wait a
Carissa, do you
little
want to
bit.
ask your
Yeah.
you want to ask your question while we do some digging here so we're not wasting time?
Yeah.
Sure. This is weird to ask, and I don't know. So we're getting more and more like cultural diversity in ECFE. In Moundsview, it's always been very suburban white. And this year suddenly not quite a number, but I mean like 6, which is a lot for us, Somali families. And so I have a family in one class who the day just doesn't work. So they wanted to switch to another class, and there were a couple options, and one already has 3 Somali families in it, and the other one doesn't. So do you say like, well, this one already has a few Somali families in it if that's of any interest to you? I mean, they could decide whether they're interested or not. But I would never say that to a white family. So is that weird? Is that inappropriate? Is that weird? Or is that friendly and like helpful, maybe?
I've done that before,
I
Carissa,
feel
with
weird
my
asking.
Spanish speaking families.
Okay.
Because we have a lot of Latino families in Northfield, but not a lot in ECFE. And in fact, that number has upticked significantly this year. And what I will say is, if I know Spanish is their home language, and I know there's another family in there, and I was like, and we have another family in there who speaks Spanish, so your little friends can practice their Spanish together. And they're like, oh, great. So I make
Okay.
it more about the language they speak and less about their culture. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
I've done it before. Yeah,
Okay.
I've done it before.
It's kind of the first time I've ever come across that, I guess. So then in the moment, I was like trying to process and trying to share information about class, and I was just like, And so I didn't say it because I just couldn't process it well enough in the moment to decide whether I should or not. But okay, well, good to know. I was like, I think it seems fine, but I don't know if I have the right lens to decide that. So thank you. That's all.
Maybe I'm not supposed to. I don't know.
Sorry.
We talk so
So,
much about community and people
Yeah.
joining a community and creating
Mhm.
community. And maybe 3 years ago, we wouldn't have considered that. But I think the question that you're asking yourself, Carissa, with that lens is your answer. If it's going to help them create some more community, and you can use the, I don't, I'm not sure about how strong everybody's language is, but there's other speakers of your language in there that you guys can work together and help create some community. I think that would be helpful. I think that would be a helpful thing for a family. Or you can at least say ECFE is all about creating community, and we have some already, some
Yeah.
different groups. You could join a group where there are some people who speak some of your same language if they do, or something around the community lens, because I think ultimately that's one of the goals we're trying to create, right?
That's a
And
good
open
point.
and I do think sometimes it's easier to share when you're not the only one that looks like you look. And
Right.
some of those cultural things, because there is different sharing, especially I think with Somali women. So I do think where it might not seem like it was something we would have asked, boy, I think it'd be a good thing for you, as long as you can pose it in a way saying about we're creating community here. There's some other speakers, there's some other Somali families here. I don't know if you know them, but it
Yeah.
might just, and it might
If
create more for
that's,
that mom than putting her in a group of white women. Sorry. I mean, I just think it might.
yeah.
I
I mean, I
totally
think if
agree.
the situation was reversed and I was with my young children in a country where I barely spoke the language and I knew somebody told me there's this group that has American women in it, I'd be like, heck yeah,
Mhm.
let's go.
Yeah.
I would want that.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
okay. Thank you. I just need to talk it through a little bit.
Totally.
Yeah, it's also, I mean, that community building is also about building trust and ensuring a sense of comfort, like reducing stress. And I have a talk years ago about, like 3 ways to build community. This was with teachers about working with parents. And it was just like, number one, don't add stress to their lives. They're already stressed to the max, and there's a whole lot of reasons why they're not showing up because they're stressed, right? So don't add judgment. Like, just don't judge. Like, lean into how can you help families feel comfortable, right? And then the second thing is like help build trust with them, like, and so if I, sort of as you're saying, if I was a family from another culture and I'm coming into the sea of people, I already feel it's a brave thing for me to like come in, and someone is thinking, how can I help this individual feel right? And how can I help them trust, that I have their back, right? That I see them, that I want to listen to them. I want to be there for them. And it's a question. It's not an assignment, right? So it isn't also prejudging, because there could be families where it's like, oh, I know the moms that you're talking about. I don't want to be in a class with them, right? Or, well, that's fine, but Thursdays totally don't work for me, so I can't come to that class. So it still isn't, it's an invitation and it's a question, and it's leaning from a point of helping build community for them, right? So, yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Carissa,
Well, do you think your uptick is either of your upticks are because, well, this is why I think your upticks is because you have been welcoming and you are building community and now
Mhm.
it's safe.
And
You've
they're
built
talking
safe spaces and they're
and
talking.
and they're talking about it. And the Somali women, boy, news travels fast in the Somali
Especially if you
community.
I
find a
hope
powerful
so.
leader. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, I guess. And interestingly enough, I think it started because we had special ed kiddos, Somali special ed kiddos, and then the birth to three encouraged them to come to class. So those were the first Somali families we got into ECFE classes, were ones that were also in the birth to three services. And now we've got ones this year that aren't receiving services. So maybe, hopefully,
I
possibly.
think it shows you're doing some really good work, Carissa.
Agree.
In case nobody tells you that this week.
And
You too, Ellen. You too, Jennifer.
Chris, am I correct that you're the only parent educator in Mounds View?
Yeah,
Oh, that's not a small district.
it's not a small district. It's funny. When I started, we had 5 of us, and after COVID, it was just me. And they didn't work full time. I was full time, and some of them would only teach a couple classes and do some other things, and right. So we weren't all teaching full time or anything, but yeah, 5 to 1 is a pretty big change.
Yeah. How is that for you?
I'm used to it now, and it's okay. I mean, it would be nice to have somebody, but I think if I had somebody, we'd probably be at different sites and I wouldn't be able to interact with them that much anyway. Um, so, and the first couple years were hard because I didn't have a really strong ECFE team as a whole with like the early childhood teacher and stuff. And now for the last few years we have, so that makes a huge difference too.
And I remember, I think it was the beginning of last year, not this year, or maybe 2 years, but you were starting kind of a new role. You were doing some community outreach work, or there's like somehow.
I've always done a little bit of outreach, and it's actually oddly sort of faded. I don't do quite as much now as I did probably 3 years ago. Partly, I think, because I'm the only parent educator, so that's where my focus, that's where most of my time goes. But yeah, I think that's something that we need to ramp back up again, or at least take baby steps towards.
But not you. You've got enough on your plate.
Well, I do on the one hand, and I'm supposed to be full time. And last year she cut my hours I'm a 0.8 last year and this year. So I do have some time technically that I could do some stuff, but
Yeah.
Wait,
I
you
think we
mean
all
you
know in
have
parent
some,
ed, afternoons are hard. It's like I teach all morning every morning, and it's hard to find things that work in the afternoon to do.
do you mean, Carissa, you feel like you could fit in the outreach tasks in your 0.8?
No,
Okay,
if they
okay,
would put me back to full time.
got it. Okay, I'm following you there. Mhm.
Okay. And
Can I ask Jennifer quickly a question about, you had put in the cooperating teachers give in terms of feedback to their students. Is that 4 different areas and it just the formatting made it look like there were some that are missing?
Yeah. Sorry,
Okay,
that was
thanks.
that was
No,
a paste
I
error.
just want to make sure so that later yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Jennifer, I found something.
Yeah,
And
I don't
know if
want to
it's
cut off
this. Yeah,
Carissa, but I could
I,
follow up. So I found the Google form that we filled out as cooperating teachers
I,
twice.
yep, I have it too.
And it's those 4 professional attitudes and behaviors, personal characteristics and dispositions, instructional skills, group facilitation skills. And then there are many
31
indicators
pages.
under each of those.
Yeah, I have a copy. I'm
That's why
putting
I
in the
didn't
chat.
paste them all.
I'm gonna paste the whole document that I have. This is what was given, this is what I used with my person. It was a Google Doc, which made it make sense, right? But this,
Okay,
I don't,
yeah. I didn't
in
have
that,
access to that anymore.
I didn't either, but apparently I saved it as a Word doc or as a Google Doc. Don't ask me why or why I have it. I don't know. Um, but this was yeah. So obviously all the things here you would have to mark where you were. So it's messy. It's really messy. Emerging skill, like so Pat, PE establishes positive relationships, not observed, present, whatever. And then each of these spots had a place to write. But this is very, very specific to parent ed. And the U probably would share it, but I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't share it. Sarah Erickson would be the one to contact.
Yeah, and looking at those 4 dimensions, they are very different from the 4 dimensions in the Danielson one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was instruction, but there's the personal characteristics and dispositions. I remember years ago, the U was doing a lot of research, not the parenting educators, but in the curriculum and instruction department in teacher ed, like they were doing a lot of research on teacher dispositions. And then that got sort of adopted by the state, which got adopted also by the parent ed program. Um, and which frankly was helpful because there were people that like technically had stuff down, but they need a little growing up, or they needed, just a little bit more. There's a big difference. Well, not a big difference, but I mean, there is a difference between, well, with working with adults, right? And the sensitivity of working with adults and things like that. Oh, bye, Amy. Yeah, anyway, but it's interesting to compare these categories. So.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I'm going to send this to Sandy.
Okay. Would you feel comfortable sending it to the whole listserv or not?
Yeah, sure. And what, I mean, well, does it belong to the U of M? I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, go ahead, just send it to her. So, any of you who are listening, if you want a copy of this, contact Shannon Rader at the U of University.
Or Sarah Erickson. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to copy Sarah on this email to Sandy
Yeah, okay.
and be like, Sarah, could you, is this something that you can share?
Yeah. So how's the school year going with for everybody? Any differences? I know, Ellen, you're overwhelmed. Um, any differences that you're perceiving so far? Good things? Any changes in your school districts that are affecting you? Um,
We're also at the end of week 2 and things are good. I'm like, I think things are just fine. A lot of new babies. A lot of babies have been born in the last couple months or we've got families just about to deliver. And so it's been fun to have a bunch of dads in class right now because newborn was born last week. And so they're coming to the class with their toddler. And I see those dads like, oh, there's another dad. So
That's awesome.
knock on wood, like it's been fine.
And since Greta's not here, I'm wondering if her new grandchild arrived.
it did, she did. I don't know. I sent something to Greta yesterday or 2 days ago when I was at the, oh, this might be personal information.
Okay. Yeah.
12:40.
Mm.
I probably won't be able to join you very often, but I wanted to pop on and say hello.
Hi Jessica, would you introduce I will let you know we're recording. So we have video recording. So 2 things, if you would introduce yourself to people on the call and then the second thing is if you have any questions or anything you'd like to share or anything like that.
Sure, I'm Jessica Berry. I am a parent educator in Roseville. This is my second year teaching, so I'm still pretty novice, but feeling really good about how this year is going so far. I feel like I have my feet on the ground a little bit more solidly than last year. Um, I don't have any questions. Jennifer, thank you. I did get your email and I appreciate you forwarding me the little cards. Oh, you're muted.
Jeez. Sorry. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the little nudge. And I can put into, I don't know, maybe I can show you the little card that we made here in Minnetonka for promotional about ECFE, the little purse-sized cards. And I was looking around on the Children, Youth, and Families website, and apparently there's like, or maybe it was an email that came, like they're developing new like promotional materials, TBD when. I don't know if anybody has any idea when those are gonna come out or what they're looking like, but look forward to getting some new things. So it was actually a few years ago. We're like, this is not coming anytime soon. Um,
Is anybody going
but
to that thing that DCYF is hosting?
I teach at that time.
So do I.
Yeah, was it? Yes, it was yesterday, wasn't it?
It's like 11:30 to 12:30. I know they're trying
Yeah, I
to
always
do it over
teach.
lunch, but I could get there if I hustled and I get there at the end, but
I used to go to the Pepsi meetings when they did those, but I guess they're not doing those anymore. They're doing office hours and other regional things or something. I haven't processed it. So I don't know. So we did talk about that marketing package last year, Jennifer, and there wasn't a specific
Yeah.
timing. They were doing um, focus groups with different cultural groups around deciding on marketing messages based on cultural groups was kind of the main point of it, but I'm not 100% sure what the timing is. And I know those focus groups were starting like last spring, summer, so I feel like they should be well on their way, but I still don't know the exact timing.
So, just a quick question. So when you were talking about the Thursday meetings, for anybody watching, could somebody just explain what that is?
oh, just DCYF is hosting office hours for anybody in ECFE to come and chat, which I think is great. Um, I just can't make the time.
Is it one-on-one so that you're talking with somebody from the state, or it's more like this where it's a Zoom meeting for anybody who?
No, I think so. That's being facilitated by someone in the department at the state.
Good.
That's
And
my
It seemed like
understanding.
it seemed like it was probably me, but maybe Darcy will do some of them eventually too or something, but
okay,
Yeah, me or Darcy. Yeah, will be me or Darcy will do that.
cool, good. Well, if you ever have that kind of information that you'd like us to sort of share further, my experience with especially teaching online is that, people getting information multiple times is like helpful to they're actually getting the information because everybody is on information overload. And Jennifer, my question for you is from your really cool materials, how big are you said that are they like business card size? Oh, you're muted, hun. Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's Friday afternoon. Total doughhead. How many times am I going to do that?
Forever.
Anyway. So what I just showed was like, there's four on a eight that fit on an 8x11. So you can print them. They print double-sided nicely. And then I print them, laminate them, cut them into fours. So they're like, yes. So our my coordinator working together with our marketing person in our community ed made them a few years ago. They were based on, she made like a full size 8x11 whatever version for for South Lake Pediatrics to put in their new parent folders. And then I asked her if she could shrink them down to a littler size, and I carry them and I give them out places when I see families. Um, and yeah, so love them. And they're generic, and they've got the little QR code takes you to that connecting Help Me Connect site where you type in your zip code and you find out the ECFE program near you. So they're not specific, they're statewide. They're not specific to any particular school district. So happy to share.
Yeah, and I just,
Oh,
any of you use Canva, canva.com. They've got I mean, I've done so many like flyers and well, the stuff that we use for the retreat, right? And things like that. And they've got really great templates, and you can add in QR codes and pictures. And I mean, I would guess in you guys' case that because it's representing your program too, there are probably people you have to check with on, like, does this meet district guidelines or whatever, or just go rogue. Like,
And I think when we made them, we went rogue.
good.
And I actually really wanted them to not be in like blue Minnetonka branded colors. As much as I'm like, we're a great program, you should come here. But I really wanted them to be like, I live in Minneapolis, I want to be able to hand them out wherever I happen to be in the world. And so it has a little like develop, in Minnetonka down at the bottom. My coordinator's like, we got to have something that gives us credit for creating these. But we like deliberately put them in just the state ECFE kind of greenish colors. I have to say I was proud of myself for being able to insist on that and make it happen.
Ellen's leaving us. Bye, Ellen. Oh, she's gone. Good. Well, thank you, everyone. Jessica, it's great to have you join us. Please join us every week whenever you can join us. Anything else for the good of the party, as they would say? I'm not talking political party. I'm talking about our gathering.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy that sunshine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Happy weekend.
so Susan, I missed the very first part of the discussion. You'll send me then stuff that